Hola, señor. ¿Cómo estás? Muy bien.
I pray that you'll stop. that's my that's my prayer in the
I
moment.
learned some Spanish while I was in Mexico, man.
Apparently
Is
you
it good?
didn't. Yeah, it's great. It's unfortunate accent, but other than that, I don't want to fault that. At least you're trying, which
Puedo
is
pedir dos aguas, por favor. Is that good?
nice.
What did I say?
You asked, "Can I ask for two waters?" Which is kind of awkward when you when you translate it. Because you're asking if you can ask for. Puedo pedir, puedo, can I
Yeah,
pedir, ask for.
that's
Yeah.
that's what I learned. My son learned that, and he was going to the bar and asking for pina coladas with no alcohol. It was pretty awesome
Nice.
to witness.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's awesome. I dig
it's
it. I dig it.
but that's not what this conversation is about. Although I had a pretty awesome reflection while I was in Mexico. Kind of mentioned it on the last real talk, but um, I shut off the computer. I shut off everything for 7 days. When I was there, I was honestly a little bit nervous about it. There's a book called Tech Wise Family by Andy Crouch, and he recommends doing a digital detox. 1 hour a day, 1 day a week, and 1 week per year. And I read the book a couple years ago, and I've never done the 7 day detox. Honestly, just I don't know if I was nervous about it. I didn't know, like, I didn't have systems in place. Like, I didn't know if I could. I didn't want to like miss anything, miss emails. We got a lot of different businesses going on. Between you and I, and so. But anyways, I took the time and I did it, and it was pretty rad, man. It was pretty amazing. And one of the things that my wife and I were reflecting on, we were talking while we were there, because she works, she has a full-time job too, and she's constantly trying to balance, managing kids and working. And I noticed myself quite often. My one of my kids would say, "Daddy, watch me," right? Or "Daddy, look at me." And they would want to be showing. They'd want to show me something, right? They'd want to show me a handstand that they learned in gymnastics, or they'd want to show me a cannonball in the pool, or whatever they wanted me to watch. And I would constantly be like, "Okay, yeah, I'll watch you," and I'd be like, "Yeah, yeah, I'm watching," and I would find myself saying that I'm watching them, but I would be doing something else while doing so. In fact, I'm reflecting now that I remember one night specifically, like this was prior to going to Mexico. My daughter was like, "Hey, daddy, watch me." We were in our bedroom, and she was like doing a cartwheel. And I was like literally around the corner in my bathroom, brushing my teeth, trying to do something else while saying I was watching her. And she called me out, and she's like, "Daddy, you can't even see me." And so, like, I got to
You're
the
on the
point
other side
where,
of the wall, Dad.
yeah,
You're on the other side of the wall,
I
Dad.
can see through the wall, my love. So I got to the point where I was like saying, "Yeah, I'm watching you." And I couldn't even physically see her because I was like around the corner. It got so bad. And so, like, this time when I was in Mexico, when my kid would say, "Daddy, watch me," like, I was watching. I was 100% present, watching. No phone, no work, no emails, no other thoughts on my mind. Like, I was 100% there in the moment to watch everything my child was asking me to watch. And it was pretty impactful, man. It was pretty impactful, and it just reminds me how much I get off target, off track, and say I'm going to be present with my kids, but I never truly am, because I don't dedicate the time to it. So
Yeah, man. No, I love that. And we were joking. You were saying that this 1 week a year or this 1 week detox was something that was absolutely incredible. And I've been going, we're gonna go again Friday, going camping, been taking the kids out to, out into the wilderness. And one of the trips I took was like way out in the wilderness, zero opportunity for cell phone reception, and had an amazing time with the boys. Um, and for me, I'm actually like, okay, how do we set our businesses up in a way that, like, I literally want to jump in a truck and be gone for like a week, just whenever I, whenever suits me, and be completely unable to be contacted. And that's something that I honestly truly desire, because it's just so much fun. It's awesome. And I mean, it's really, if you think about it, the phenomena of being able to the phenomena of being able to be reached is very, very recent in comparison to like how long we've been on this planet, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's we're talking, I think the iPhone came out in 2007. So we're talking coming on 2 decades, which is not even a blip. But the interesting part is anybody who's, 20 or less, they don't know life without devices. And
Right.
so I think it's incumbent on us to teach them the beauty of boredom, or to teach them the beauty of not having cell phone reception or Wi-Fi, to teach them these things, and what you can do when you're not constantly tied to this thing, right? And I'm not what do you call it, a Luddite or whatever. I'm not anti-technology. I'm not like, I don't want to miss, the technology enables us to do this podcast.
Right.
Technology enables us to run our businesses. Technology enables us to do a lot of things. So I'm not against it in any way. What I'm against is the power that these things are holding on our lives, and the impact it has when our kids are like, Dad, look at me, and we're not paying attention.
Right.
And it is super important for our kids. A great example recently, Maya really wanted these cleats. I posted on LinkedIn the other day. I was so proud of
Yeah.
her, dude.
So
She
rad.
made like $400, man, like
That's
in
rad, dude.
3 days, dude. Like 3 days. She's got 3 more days of camp next week, and so she's gonna probably walk out of this thing with, $500 to $700. But like she was motivated to start a business. But the point of that is not, how proud I am for her doing that. She, after she set it up, she built the flyer, and she, was reaching out to people. She built like a little contract and all kinds of stuff, right? And then we're just kind of sitting around, like it wasn't even related. It would, she did that stuff, and that was whatever. She sent it out. This was the next day. We weren't even talking about soccer. And she's like, Daddy, are you proud of me? Like, are you proud of me for starting this business? And I'm like, dude, I am so proud. Like, it is absolutely amazing. I love it. But it struck me that I don't know how long she'd been thinking about it. I don't know if it popped up. It was present, and she wanted to be seen, right? It was present, and she wanted to be seen. And as her father, as her daddy, I have the unique opportunity, I have the unique responsibility, I have the unique pleasure and joy to be a voice in her life, to speak life, and to tell her how proud I am of her. And normally that's me telling her, hey, I'm so proud of you, like this is great, this is awesome. But she asked it, right? She's like, Daddy, do you feel this way about this thing? I'm like, heck yeah, that's baller, super
Yeah.
proud of you.
Well, and
And so
I'm sorry, go ahead.
it's important, right? And I
Yeah.
just highlighting, it is important. And if your kids aren't asking you those questions, or if they're, you know there's a chance that they've gotten accustomed to you being tied to something else, and that has an impact. I mean, just consider how you feel when you're out at coffee, lunch, dinner, whatever, with somebody, you're talking to your wife, whatever, you're with a friend. Everybody has those friends who are always on their phone when you're talking to them. Like, I don't talk to those people anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, I have friends that do that, but I'm like, hey, dude, I'll just wait till you're ready.
Oh,
And they're
you've
like,
done it with
what?
me. Like I was actually
I'm like,
going, I was going
I'll
there.
just
Like,
wait.
yeah, you called me out on, like, you've come into my side of the office before, and like I've been like sending an email or something like that, and you want to have a conversation, and I'll start talking to you, but I'm like still typing at the same time, and you're just like, hey, dude, like I'll just wait for you to be done, and you've called me out on it, and you're right, man. Like, how does that make you feel when you're trying to talk to somebody and like they have their phone in front of their face and they're like doing something else? Like, it doesn't make you feel good. And now, like, think about how your kids want, they want your attention. They want you. They're asking for your 100% presence. They're saying, Daddy, watch me. And when you say, yeah, 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 I got you, I'm watching you, and like you're around the corner in the bathroom, or you have your cell phone in front of your face, or you're writing an email at the same time and they're asking you to watch them, like how does that make them feel?
Well, and turn it into a positive thing, right? Like when, like, daddy, watch me. Hey, I'm brushing my teeth, but I want to give you all my attention. Give me 1 sec. You brush
Yeah.
real fast. You kind of make it like a little joke, and you come around the corner like, dude, okay, show me what
Yeah.
you got. Show me what you got. Like, just, you know what I'm saying? Like, just being like turning it into something else, right? It doesn't have to be a negative. It shouldn't be a negative. Like, we should
No.
find joy in these things. We should find joy in, I even notice it like on Zoom, right? Like, if unless, where is it? Unless you see me, and I do this intentionally when we're doing our podcasts, unless you see me with a pen and I look down, like I know when somebody's like this, like
They're
I
looking
know what
down
they're
and not at the
doing, dude.
screen.
Yeah, but you know what they're doing,
Yeah, they're looking at their phone.
right? Like, the phone is right here and you're trying to do, like, we did an interview one time and the
Yeah.
dude was like that the whole time. And I
Drove
just
me
was like,
bonkers.
this isn't fun. Like, this is like one of the most fun things we do. And it just wasn't fun for me. I'm like, yeah, dude, if you'd rather be somewhere else, like, let me give you your time back. Cause like, I want to engage. I want us to, and to be fair, the podcast, I'm sure if you listen to it,
Yeah, you
like
never know.
probably was relatively seamless, except for the time the phone rang in, I think. But it's just this. We should look at that and be like, man, and I think even opposite. When I'm looking down and I have a pen, like for me, that's like I'm like, oh, dude's taking notes. Like that's pretty cool,
Yeah.
right? Like it just, so your level of engagement, we should be very conscious of that. Not only how it speaks of you, but how it speaks to other people, particularly the people that we say are most important in our lives, which is our family, right? Or I mean, at least for me, as my family, and even spiritually, dude, even spiritually, like I've gone to the hard copy Bible. I do, because I'm doing some devotionals. I will, but even this morning, I'm doing a devotional and then I'm reading in the Bible. Um, but even picking this thing up, like I'm trying to, I'm probably not going. I may go to like the next thing. May go. This is a specific devotion about gratitude, but I may go to like a printout plan that I mark off, because then I don't even pick this up in the morning, because the first thing I do, and I make a great justification for it. Hey man, I'm getting my time with God. I grab my phone, but even that, like there's a distraction. I wrote a guy a business email in the midst, like things start popping in my head. I'm thinking about the text I have to write, and I'm like not even present. And I'm saying that God is number one in my life. Like, but really what
Yeah.
I was doing in the moment was number one at that moment, and it wasn't God. And
Yeah.
so I think we just have to be very, very intentional, dude, with like live a life that's so intentional that we recognize what we're doing and we're honest about it. We tell ourselves, hey, I'm behind a wall. I'm telling my kid I'm watching them. Like, that's kind of, would I do that with an adult?
And a
Like,
JV.
kids aren't stupid, dude. Like, kids aren't
Yeah.
dumb, right? Like, I know when you're looking down and we're doing a podcast, like I know what you're doing, dude. Like, if you don't want to be here, don't be here. That's fine. Like, I don't care. Just, if you commit to something that speaks on you, that person now, that's not somebody that I have talked to since. I'm not saying it's just that. It's just a general theme, right? I point out to my daughter, I love doing this. And because we have a standard, right? We're eating dinner, like you don't have a phone. But now when we go to restaurants, I'm like, hey Maya, look how much fun that couple looks like they're having. Like,
They're
doesn't it look
staring at
so
their
much fun
phones.
that they're both staring at their phone? Like, that looks like such a good conversation. Right. And now she does it. And but I'm not trying to be judgmental or anything. What I'm trying to do is create in her, this under 20 who knows nothing but devices, to create in her the awareness of how off-putting that truly is, and to create in myself an awareness how off-putting it is to my kids, because they'll say things like, Dad, you're always on your phone. And I immediately did justify, like I immediately feel I'm not. Oh, well, how do you think the food gets on your plate? It's through business and working, whatever, right? But I justify it, but I should just step back and be like, why is he
you're,
saying that?
you're right.
Why is he saying that? You're right, buddy. Let me put this down and let me pay attention to you, because, oh, wow. When did you get that knife in your hand, and how sharp is that stick that you're sharpening? And I didn't even notice.
And I didn't even notice
Didn't even notice.
because I was looking at TikTok dances.
TikTok. That's the jam. That's my jam.
Yeah.
TikTok.
Yeah.
Tiki
I know.
talkie, dude.
I know.
I didn't even know that Twitter, I guess, doesn't exist anymore. It's X now. I don't understand the whole
I
thing
didn't know
behind
that
that,
either.
but X.
Men, put the phones away, put the computers away. When your kids want your presence, be 100% there. Don't tell your daughter that you're watching them from around the corner. You can't see through walls.
That's lame.
That's lame.
That's super
I'm
lame.
speaking from uh,
I'm talking about my friend. My friend asked.
that
I'm
other guy.
asking. I'm asking for a friend.
Talking about a friend who that happened to.
Yeah. Hey, men, let's not mistake this. This is not about cell phones. It's not about TVs. It's not about device. It's not about working. It's not about computers. This is about you being honest with yourself. It's about you being intentional. It's about you creating a calendar. It's about you honoring the time and being present where you're at. I fully am also on board. If you're working and you're on Zooms and you're, plugged in to make a living, to provide or do all that kind of stuff, don't have your kids like running in the background and be completely distracted, because now you're not serving your clients. Now you're not serving your customers. Like, be fully engaged where you're at, where your feet are planted. That's where you should be, and be conscientious of doing that, right? And if you want your phone to take pictures, that's awesome. Beautiful little mode. These things are so advanced, man. You can swipe down, at least on Samsung. I don't know about Apple. You probably have to request permission from Apple to, turn off self or whatever. But you just swipe down. There's a little airplane. You click that thing. Nobody can. It's better than the do not disturb. Nobody. You can't do anything. You can just take pictures. It's great. It's great. Just do that. Be that intentional. Swipe, click, picture time, fishing, whatever it is you're doing, right? So it's not about the thing. It's not about the symptoms. It's not about the devices or the whatever, the distractions. It's about you and you living your fullest life and recognizing these moments are fleeting, because there's going to be a time when your kids are like, I'm going to do what I'm going to do. And you pray that they're still reaching out. Daddy, look at me. Daddy, what do you think? Daddy, are you listening? Can you see me? Of course I can, because they're so accustomed to you being present. So be different, be better. Your family deserves it. Your friends deserve it. You deserve it. Giddy up.
Idiot.